So if you can take us back on this journey that you've been on, all having to do with your voice, that would be great.
All right. Well, let me start from the beginning. At the age of 7, I was such a quiet kid. My mother took me to an ear, nose, and throat doctor to check, make sure everything's okay, and they said that I'm fine. So moving forward with that is just my personality. I'm just a quiet kid. But it was holding me back in school with relationships and with studies. And then as I became an adult, it really held me back in my profession. Technically, I was doing very well. I was well-versed, well-knowledge as an architect and studied well, but the communication part was holding me back. And I just said it's my personality, you know? But then comes a time where I'm sitting in a meeting and somebody was giving a presentation, like 4 people, and I just wanted to participate. I wanted to lighten up the mood. It was too dry, at least to my taste. I just wanted to say the simple word okay, but I couldn't get it out. It just got stuck in my throat. I felt so frustrated. And at the time, other things were happening. I was doing therapy, and I started to learn about this voice thing, like vaguely. So when that happened, I decided to look more into it. I booked an appointment for an ear, nose, and throat doctor once again, but this time I'm about 30 years old instead of 7. And I went to the appointment. He put a telescope through my nose, down my throat. He looked and he said that I have tightness in the muscles around my voice, muscle tension dysphonia. So I was happy I got a diagnosis at least. He didn't give me a solution. He did suggest I take a muscle relaxing pill that I refused to take. And he suggested I do speech therapy, which I did not get sustainable results from. So I kept searching. And I hired this mentor, and this mentor taught me about body psychotherapy and psychoanalysis and how certain personalities have tendency to develop tightness in the throat. As kids, the first time we hear no, we get yelled at, laughed at. Our body, our nervous system feels the danger and creates tightness in the throat, trying to protect us, because if we don't speak, nobody's gonna laugh at us and nobody's gonna scream at us and nobody's gonna reprimand us. Mm-hmm. So he then taught me some exercises to release that tension so I can speak freely. And these exercises worked a little bit. They were such high effort exercises, but again, the results were not as sustainable as I wanted them to be. They were still kind of temporary. And then the reason why I mentioned music was part of it is because for 6 years, music was also my passion, and I was investing with so many vocal coaches, the best in the country, to improve my singing voice. And every time I would have a session, my voice would improve for like 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour. And then it would go back to normal, which was feeling choked up, except that at the time, I thought that was normal. Mm-hmm. So through the desperation and trial and error, I combined exercises from the music world and exercises from the body psychotherapy world. And all of a sudden, I started to get these sustainable results, and my voice would open up every day more than the day before. And I began to surprise myself. It's almost like my personality was buried and it started to shine through. It was unbelievable. So first of all, my work radically improved. I started to participate in meetings, and that is shortly before I decided to resign to start my own business, to take the life coaching thing more seriously. And I can finally do it because now my voice is open. Because as an employee, I can rely on my technical skills and not necessarily on my communication. But as a business owner, communication is a huge part of it. Relationships is a huge part of it. So now that my voice is open, I feel more comfortable in my own skin, and I can communicate with people in a friendly way, in a whatever way I want. I have the variety of emotions that I can express anywhere from love to assertiveness to anger to frustration. I now have the whole palette open for me, whereas before I was stuck in monotone voice. And whenever I tried to express an idea, people would either talk over me or it would take me forever to express it. Even if the idea was so good, my presentation was so unengaging. It was selling me short. So that's pretty much my journey.